Hi dears, we are going to see about the problem solving strategy. So when solving maths problem, so what is problem solving strategy? That is when while solving the maths problem, students should be encouraged to follow the general problem solving procedures. That is, you should teach them what are the problem solving procedures. The first one will be read the problem. Normally students don't read the problem. So the first thing we have to do is read the problem carefully, because you should understand the problem, what is being asked and what is given. So that is the first step of problem solving. The first and most important step is to read the problem carefully to understand what you are asked, to find out and what information you have been given. Underlying the important information is also useful, so you have all the important numbers, facts to hand. So you should understand what are the data given, important facts given, and that and all you should write what is being asked. So these two things should be clear in mind. Choose a strategy and make a plan. Now the second step is we have to choose a strategy. What I'm going to do. Okay, so the second step will be use a strategy and make a plan. So this will be our second step. And third step is, now we have made a plan. Now we have to execute it. Now third step will be naturally carry out the plan and solve the problem. So the last step will be we have to carry out the plan and solve the problem. Next we have solved the problem and we want to check whether it is correct or wrong. So that is an important step. Check the working plan. Check the working out whether I have done correctly, and make sure that your problem or your solution, now you have written the solution, right? Your solution is actually answering the question. Some question is asked, no, actually it is solving, the problem is solved, and you can recheck it. Suppose you can just plug in and get the same answer. So this is how you have to do the problem solving. You have to teach the students. There are a number of strategies that can be used to solve the problem. That is, you can draw a picture, right? The problem can be drawn in the form of picture, and have people play roles. You can ask the students to play some role, or use manipulative to act the problem out. Manipulate your materials to find a solution to the problem. So you have to manipulate whatever materials is given, and so that you can solve the problem. So remember, different pictures might all lead to correct solution. So label the steps. When you solve the problem, you have to label the steps. Creating a diagram can help mathematicians to picture the problem and find the solution. You can create a diagram. For example, if I say that fathers and the son's age, okay, 2 years before, like this you can write 2 years before. Okay, their age was, this is present age. Okay, and something is given after 5 years. That 5 years, this is 2 years before means 2 years ago. After, okay, after 5 years their age, some age is given. So what is their present age? Question is, what is their present age? Like this, students can draw some diagram to understand the problem very easily, right? So we can draw the diagram to make the problem more understandable. So you can tell the students to draw some diagram. Right? Creating a diagram can help mathematicians to picture the problem and find a solution. To create a diagram, the problem must be read carefully, and information that has been given to them in the question drawn into the diagram. Whatever information is given, you can convert them into the diagram. They can then work out the solution from the diagram. Working out solution from the diagram will be very easy. Next is guess and check. Okay, think of an answer that might work and then test your guess. So whatever, sometimes sometimes it will help. Okay, guess. This may be the solution, guesses. After doing the guess, test your solution. Then you test it. The question, no question given, right? In the question, just plug in your guess. Okay, guess a solution. You guess a solution. This may be the solution. Using your intelligence, you can guess the solution and then test whether the solution works out. So if this isn't working, then what about the change? Okay, can change. If it is not working, can change. Write down your guesses so you can start seeing patterns. So keep on writing the guess 1, guess 2, guess 3, and you will find a pattern and repeat till you get the exact answer. That is, guess and check strategy can be helpful for many types of problems. When students use this strategy, this will make a reasonable guess based on information that may have been given, and then check to see if their solution is correct. The guesses should be closer and closer to the answer until the answer is found. This may be very helpful when you are solving an MCQ. Okay, that is A, B, C, D, right? You guess, C may be the answer. Now just plug in and check whether it works out. Okay, this guess and check is highly useful when solving the MCQ questions, right? This is an example I'm giving where you just guess it. Otherwise, no, you cannot check one by one. This you have to guess it, right? And next is use a table or make a list. You can make a table. Decide what information needs to go on the chart. Whatever information is given, no, you can present in the form of table, right? So like this, you can present in the form of the table that is given. What is asked? Okay, 1, 2, 3 given, 4, 5 is asked. How they are related to each other. So you can just form a table so that it becomes easy for you to solve. List the possibilities in the table or chart to make sure pieces of problem don't get lost. Organize and record information so it makes the sense, and organize it. After doing this, organize. Sometimes it may help in the form of tabular column. You can do it when it is what to say. This helps when all strategy will not help for all, right? It's the type of question that is being asked and how you are going to answer it. Using a table is a good way to sort out and organize the information that has been given in the question. Sometimes you can make the table that helps you to picture very nicely what is given, what is asked. The information that has been set out in the table will hopefully lead students to the correct solution. Making a list of strategy that will help a student, okay, sort out the information that has been given in the problem. Once the students can see all the possibilities for the solution, so once you see these are the possibilities for solution, it becomes very easy to solve. Next is logical reasoning. Okay, organize your information. Next is logical reasoning, means organize the information. Whatever information is given, organize it. Examine the relationship and think about your information to form a logical answer. So whatever is given now, so organize it. After this comes first, then this comes second, and this comes third. Okay, you organize it. And what is the relationship between 1 and 2, and relationship between 2 and 3, and then think about your answer to form the logical answer. Then you think logically. You have to think logically. So this will help out some way. Generalize each relationship to reach a logical solution. So generalize all the relationship. So you'll get a final solution. So if this is organizing and using logically, okay, this is how you can solve. The another way of solving the problem is nothing but, that is another way. That is, find the pattern. What is that way? Find a pattern. Something is given to you now, question. So you have to find the pattern, right? That is, look for a pattern. List the information you know and identify the information you need to find. Okay, whatever information is given and what you need to find. Make an organized list or table, examine your list for a recognizable pattern. Find some pattern, something, how it goes. So use the patterns to find the missing information. So you have to use the pattern. Next, normally I use it when I go to the physics laboratory. What I do is work backwards. Go to the solution, okay? Then from go backwards, then go backward, then go backward, reach the problem. Okay, this is known as work backward. Sometimes it works, right? If you know the solution, just this may be go back and then go back, reach the problem. So this becomes your one way of solving. Okay, end of the problem. Starting from the end of the problem, work step by step and reach the beginning. Okay, this is one way of solving the problem. And don't think that you should use all the ways, but whichever is suitable that you are supposed to use. Okay, we'll see what we have seen, just okay, just a sort of revision type. What we have seen, the first one is first one we have seen is draw a picture, create a diagram. What we have seen, the first one is create a diagram. This is what we have seen first. Okay, I told you now in the example of the 5 years before, 10 years before, after, what is the age and all, right? Next is guess and check. Just guess it. Okay, this may be the answer. Then you check whether your answer is correct. This you can use it for MCQ, right? And next one is use table, right? What you have seen is use your table or make a list. What is given and what is not given. So you can write in the form of table. So this picture of table will help you a lot. Next you can use logical reasoning. Okay, this you can use logical reasoning, that is organize the information. What you are going to do is organize your information. Whatever information is given, organize it and find the relationship, right? And then next way of finding is find a pattern. Whatever is given, list out and say and after seeing the list, find a pattern. Some pattern is formed. This pattern is used in the artificial intelligence. Okay, for solving the problem for artificial intelligence, no, these beautiful patterns are used. So whenever the solution is reached, whenever the computer wants to find a solution, so it finds a pattern. Okay, using the pattern, the computer tries to find the solution. It's a beautiful one. It is actually used in the artificial intelligence. And working backwards. Another way of doing is when you know the solution from backward and you can just arrive at the question. That is one way of solving it. Okay, so these are the different ways. We have seen 6 different ways. Solve an easier version. Sometimes a problem is too difficult to solve in one step, right? When this happens, the students will be able to make the problem more simple by dividing it into smaller and easier steps. Okay, divide into smaller and easier steps. Okay, you can divide the problem into smaller and easier steps. Sometimes it's very helpful. The problem is given, break into small parts and try to solve the problem. Okay, these are the different steps for solving the problem. We'll see further in the next class.